In the event your plot requires a formal title block, you'll need to set up a layout. A layout represents a sheet of paper used to print the drawing. In this lesson, we will select the layout and choose a sheet. On my screen I have an architectural example. This drawing represents a floor plan for a banquet hall. To start setting up for a plot, I'm going to come down to the bottom of the screen. Notice there are some additional tabs down here. Each of them starts with the word layout. I'm going to click on layout 1. Each layout represents a configurable sheet of paper. Now, layout 1 also includes an object. This is called a viewport. We will talk about viewports in a little bit. For right now, I'm going to select this viewport and I'll press delete to erase it. It's important to note that the sheet that we see represents a true size piece of paper. For example, if I were to come out of the utilities and select measure and click in the upper left corner, we will see that this sheet is 11 inches wide by 8.5 inches tall. Now this is just a generic sheet. I would like to configure this layout to match my printer. To do that, I'll go to the Layout tab and I will choose Page Setup. I'll then click Modify. This brings up the Page Setup dialog box. Notice that this looks very similar to the Plot dialog box. That's because a layout is nothing more than saved plot settings. I'll start by choosing my pens. I'll select monochrome. I'll then select my printer. I'm going to use a DWF6 E-Plot printer. I would like to use the 8.5 by 11 inch sheet size. As far as plot area, we do have other choices, but the easiest way to go is layout. Essentially, what we're saying is we want to print the sheet. The scale is also very nice when working with layouts, because the scale will always be 1:1. We want the sheet to print at true size. When I'm finished, I'll click OK and then close. This piece of paper is now set up to match the properties of my printer. Take a look at this dashed line. This represents a printable margin based on the driver that's used for the printer that I selected. So anything I draw on the sheet that falls outside this dashed line will not print. Now that we've configured our sheet of paper, we're ready to move to the next lesson, where we will add a title block to this layout.